Hello,
Okay.
hello, hello. It's the 14th of December, 2024, and it's time again for Norm Winski. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and happy holidays, everybody. I'm going to first review what I forecasted back on the 5th of December, and that was a Thursday, right? We had five things coming up there between Thursday and Friday, the weekend. So AC is, I remind you, AC is after the close. So most of these two-thirds of these things, two-thirds, three-quarters of these events occur overnight. The planets don't go home at 5 o'clock. They're 24/7. So most of what they do tends to be after market hours. All right, so the night of the 5th, that's 5 AC after the close. Mercury was perigee. We're going to be looking at with anything with Mercury. Well, looking at corn, soybeans, wheat, your grains. Then we also had that night Jupiter, and we're going to look at stocks for that. And then also we had a third thing, Mercury perihelion. Perigee is close to the Earth. Perihelion is close to the Sun. And we're going to be looking at corn, gold, soybeans, wheat. And then the sixth, we have Mars in Leo. That's the sign for corn and gold, turning retrograde. And so you have a bit of a theme there with the corn and the gold. And then that's over the weekend. The 6th was a Friday after the close. So that puts you in the weekend. And then also we had Neptune in its own sign. Neptune rules Pisces. So that's a double whammy for oil. So double strength for oil. So here's our first chart, corn. We struck out on the corn. We had 3 points for corn. None of it worked. We were a day late for the low there. And you can see that it just kept going higher, and that's that. It gets better from then, though. Soybeans, you had a little bit of a short-term top there. You sold there, you had a chance to make about 10 cents or so. So that's not bad. It's a small profit. Same thing here on the wheat. You had 2 points for the wheat. Sold there, you had a chance to make a little bit of money. Gold was really excellent. You can see, though, you caught this low on the gold right there and there. There, we had the low day there, and then the next best low day there, and then up and away. That's I think, $120 rally in gold. So that was a lot of money there. If you have the money to trade the big contract, that's like $12,000 there in about 3 or 4 days. Here's the oil. It was excellent. You couldn't get too much better than that. That's the low, and you were like within 25 cents or so of the low there. You bought there, and that was like let's see, 66.75 up to 70 half, 3/4. It was almost $3 there in the oil, so that's $3,000 there. Unfortunately, the S&P was just kind of going sideways. We don't do sideways. It was hard to tell what was going on there. It was trading in a very narrow range, so I just put passes on all these two windows we had here. In hindsight, in retrospect, you could see it was building a nice top there, a little short-term top there, and you had a big drop, but you wouldn't have known that at the time because it was just in a narrow sideways range. So we add up all the green arrows and the red arrows. You got 7 winners, 3 misses out of 10 for 70%. Now we're up to the forecast, and this weekend, the weekend of the 13th, we have a full moon in the sign of Gemini. Anytime we have a full moon, round up the usual suspects: financials, grains, precious metals, soybeans, and oil. And then we also have, with a triple whammy here this weekend, we also have Mercury in Sagittarius turning direct. You might have heard of retrograde. Well, this is the opposite. Mercury turns retrograde 3 to 4 times a year. It stays retrograde for about 3 weeks, and then that's backwards, and then it stops to turn and go forward. What's happening is it has to do with the relative motion of the Earth to the other planets. And now if you look down the solar system, they're not really going backwards, but relative to the Earth, they are. So there we go, and we're on Earth, believe it or not. So anyway, there we go. Every time you got Mercury, you look at the grains, corn, soybeans, wheat, and then we have a point to the U.S. natal chart. Anytime we have that, U.S. to the U.S. Venus, that's based on when the country was founded on July the 4th, 1776. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. The only chart I haven't showed you that I'm talking about here now for our forecast for Monday. This is going to be, we'll be looking for a trade on Monday, early Monday. And what you want to see are extremes. Now, here we go. We got the S&P is sloppy sideways here too. So S&P may not be the best way to go, but look at the gold, for example. We've got a full moon. You got the gold, and the gold's been coming down. So I'd be looking for a low there on the gold, for example. And so all these markets that I mentioned are financial green. If they're at some extreme, you'll look for a reverse on Monday, and it works about 75% of the time. So there we go. Here's your bonds. Bonds are definitely directional. You can see bonds have been going down, down, down. The U.S. dollar has been going up, up, up. That probably means most of your currencies are going down. So we have some good opportunities there in these other markets. I don't know about the S&P. Looks a little sloppy. That's a little mixed. You had on Friday, you had the NASDAQ was up a little bit. The S&P was flat, and the Dow was down a little bit. So that's not a real clear setup there. But these other markets look pretty interesting. So anyway, and now we're coming to who I am. If you don't know by now, I've been doing this about 50 years, including 12 years stint on the Chicago trading floors there, CBOE and Chicago Board of Trade. And so I have a little bit of experience. I've studied all these different things, Elliott wave, Fibonacci. I have a background in music, fractals, chaos theory, all these things. And because it's the holidays, I'm running a special. You can contact me over the next week. I said this before. The expiration was actually tomorrow, but I'm going to extend it one more week and give you a chance to talk to a 50-year veteran of the markets, and I'm going to answer all your questions, and I'll send you free reports and do whatever I can to help you and get you started. And I have free videos, and all you have to do is call me. This is my number here in beautiful Naples, Florida, 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. Or you could call me on Skype at nwinski@yahoo.com, which is also my email address. And looking forward to helping some of the folks. So everybody have happy holidays. And maybe I'll make it back on before the end of the year. And everybody give me a call here this week.
Norm, great as always, a wonderful track record in a difficult asset class. And happy holidays to you, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you very much.